Hello everyone, today's video is going to be an exciting video because it is going to be the first time I get to try the brand Poppy and Fluff Cosmetics. I do have my entire base done and my eyebrows done. I don't have anything else done because I did get 2 palettes from Poppy and Fluff. I ordered these with my own money. These were my 1,000 giveaway present to myself. So what I bought was Flutters from Poppy and Fluff. This palette I was super excited for because I love this color story so much. Like, this is a K palette to a T. I will also leave my swatches up on the screen here, but it is a beautiful looking palette, and if you hear Jasper in the background, I'm awfully sorry. But I was so excited for this palette, and the reason why Jasper is screaming is because my fiance gets up so early in the morning and the cat doesn't understand that it is not really breakfast time. So he'll eat breakfast when my fiance gets up for work because he's all sorts of confused. And then I get up multiple hours later and then he thinks it's breakfast time again. And he cannot eat 2 breakfasts in a day. That's just not happening. So he is crying because he thinks I forgot to feed him breakfast when I specifically have a text saying that he already ate. So, but the other palette, because I really wanted Flutter, that's why I purchased from the website. If I was gonna spend the money on the shipping, customs and duties and whatever, I was like, I might as well buy a second palette. This is the first ever palette they came out with. This is the Indigo Dreams, and this is the color story on that one. So again, I'll put up my swatches and everything up for you. This is a beautiful palette as well. A little bit, I don't want to say chaotic, but you have a lot of different directions you can go. It reminds me of a more wearable and cohesive color story to my ColourPop Lost in Wonderland palette. But this is a lovely palette. This will be the second one I use in the video because what I'm really excited for is Flutters. And I also want to state, I did purchase this with my own money, but I did get a little Poppy and Fluff postcard, and Steph is so freaking sweet. She says that thank you so much for your order. Without customers like you, I wouldn't be able to do what I love. And as a thank you, I covered your customs and duties. I don't know if she did that because I make YouTube videos here and stuff like that, but on the website it says your invoice separately. I was waiting for an invoice and then I got a tracking number, so then I was getting confused because I also haven't ordered anything overseas. I live in the US. I haven't ordered overseas in a very long time, so I never ordered when there was all these customs and duties and all that bull. I didn't know how it was going to work out, and I don't want to specify this and say she'll do this to you as well, but this is something that happened to my orders. She may just do random orders. She covers the custom and duties, I don't know, but I just really appreciate that she did this. This was too kind. I would have paid them if I got an invoice for them, but I'm very excited to have these 2 palettes, and I want to thank you, Steph, for the cute little card, and I will also cherish with my whole heart. If I get a letter or anything, I put it up on my mirror because I don't really use the mirrors on my desk. But thank you, Steph. Steph, the brand owner, does have a YouTube channel, and I will leave her YouTube channel linked down below. I think because of my shirt here, I think I'm gonna try and go with a pink yellow situation. And my swatches, they needed a little bit of help. The yellow did. The yellow also has quite a bit of kick up, but that personally doesn't bother me. I just want to be honest with my little first impression reviews of this specific palette and the other palette in this video. I personally know of the brand and know of Steph because of Erica Conger. I will leave her channel link down below. She's really good friends with Steph, the owner, and she just raves about this brand. And with someone that has such close of a connection to a brand or a brand owner, I always have to go in with a grain of salt. I always have to go in expecting quite a bit of bias. Not saying that Erica lies about quality and everything, because if there was a problem with it, she would definitely showcase that to the brand so they can grow and they can get better. If Steph was my best friend and I got the palettes for free from her, like, I would try and hype her up as much as humanly possible. So there would be a little bit of bias. So like I said, I love Erica. I think she is as honest as they come. I take what she says about Poppy and Fluff with a grain of salt. Nothing against her, but the fact that there is bias there, and as a consumer, I have to realize that. I think I have watched one video of Steph's, and I think that was a eyeshadow palette collection video. I don't think she uploads all that often. I mean, if she has the brand that she's doing so much for, I don't see why she would have the time to make YouTube videos on top of it. But this yellow is taking a while to blend, and I'm trying to pack on this pink color. And maybe because the pink color is simply so light, it just blends in my skin tone, I don't know. When I swatched these out, they were so buttery, so smooth. And at first I thought to myself, like, Erica, you're not fucking around today. Like, they were super smooth and super buttery. The shimmers were so smooth. I like these shimmers based off of swatch only. Of course, I have not used these on my eyes since this video. I much prefer a smoother shimmer over some of these chunkier shimmers that we're seeing on the market. Like, I'm thinking of Simply Posh has been getting more into the chunky stuff. Gourmand Girls has been getting into the chunky stuff, or has palettes with the chunky shimmers. And I personally just don't prefer that. I want a nice, smooth, blendable sort of shimmer. I think they are just so pretty. And on the swatches, they look so beautiful. They take a little bit of building, which I would rather build than having a mess on my eyes to blend out. But these shadows are not as pigmented as some other things that I've tried, but also they blend really nicely, so I have no problem with it. And I like the range of depth you have here. I like the range of shadows. I don't know if I want to go with a purple or if I want to go in with sanguine, which is like a burnt, which is like a burgundy color. I think I want to do a separate all purple look with this palette eventually, so I'll go with sand green to try and like deepen up this outer corner. And all the looks that Erica has done with this palette have been beautiful. Erica does have a code, and that is the code that I used because she is the one that I originally found the brand from. So I'll leave Erica's channel, of course, since I'm talking about her a lot, but I will also leave her code linked down below. And then also, which is amazing, is my friend Rue here. She's a very small YouTube channel, and she does a lot of fun makeup looks. She also does like subscription boxes. She did Ice Cream Beauty for a while, and now I think she's doing Ipsy. But I'll leave her channel link down below too. She got PR from Ladybug Glow, and then she also got this palette, Flutters, in PR as well. I'm really excited for her that she got PR, and I'll leave her channel and code link down below because I don't have one. I did send a very long thank you message to the brand owner, so Steph's like personal Instagram. I did send a thank you message to her. Some of this yellow into the inner corner, kind of like as my highlighter, my inner corner highlight. I love yellow inner corner highlight. I think it is so fun. Could I have done this exact freaking look with my BH Mimosa palette? Yeah, I could have. But the BH Mimosa doesn't have the shimmers that are in this one. So I'm going to have to figure out what shimmer I really want to put all over the lid. I'm excited, especially excited to make looks with this palette. I'm thinking of all the ideas that I have in my brain. But anyway, I am going to go in with this shade right here. I looked at my swatches to see exactly what I wanted to use, and this seemed best for a pink yellow combo. I'm just putting it all over my lid, and then I am going to take my blending brush and I'm going to blend it into the pink, and I'm going to blend it into the yellow. When I have it on my finger, I can definitely tell there's more going on than just like this pink shade. Like there's a little bit of a yellowy, greeny sort of flip to it, which is why I thought it would go good with the yellow. But this here is my look without any eyeliner or mascara or anything. I think these blended really, really nicely. The shimmer is like stuck on there. So it was a little bit of a struggle bus to blend it out into the mattes. But maybe that's a good thing, I don't know. But I will put on my liner, do the rest of my face, and I shall be back. I took my hair down for the finished and final look, and this here is what she is looking like. It is a pink-yellow combo, of course, with my winged eyeliner, and I am thinking that this look is really, really pretty, and we'll go over all of my finished details. I did not put like a different lip on, it's just lip gloss. I just don't have the brain power to put on a lip product. I did open my Wet n Wild Big Papa mascara. This, I think, is very dry, and I'm just not a fan of very dry mascara, so I don't think this is going to last in my collection for very long. Right after I finished doing my eyes, I put this in between my legs to try and warm it up, to try and make it a little bit of a consistency that I prefer. Like yesterday, I tried this for the very first time, and I don't know if it was flaking or what, but like I had something in my eye and I couldn't figure out what it was. And like I was just messing with my eyes a lot. That was the first day I tried this mascara, so maybe it just dried out in the packaging. I've had it for a little bit of time, but this, I took it right out of the packaging yesterday and I was having issues. So if I continue to have issues with this, I'm just gonna trash it and call it a loss, because I don't want to be stuck using this mascara if I don't have to. I talked about using my yellow eyeliner, which is what I did. This is my NYX Epic Wear eyeliner stick and Cosmic Yellow. I use this every single time I incorporate a yellow into my look. Then I used for my highlighter Project Pan item, so I used my highlight today is the Sydney Grace Paradise on Ice highlighter. Then I used my Cover FX face palette. This is my Pan That face palette, which is why I'm not opening it for you. I used the bronzer, matte blush, and the finishing powder for my cheeks today because it's a little bit peachy. Let me give my first impression thoughts on Poppy and Fluff Cosmetics. They swatched really nicely. The only shades that did not swatch the greatest was the yellow. It was a little bit of a patchy, but I did blend it into my hand quite well. And then Sherbet, I think, is just very light color. I think it just kind of blends into my skin tone. And I think that's kind of what happened with today's look. Maybe Sherbet would be a really, really pretty inner corner color, because you guys know me, I do like to throw something like that in the inner corner, a very, very light matte. And I did put the yellow in the inner corner for this look. I think is really cute. I wish the yellow was just a little bit more punchy. I feel like the other yellows that I have, it would be a lot more punchy than what we got going on right here. But you can definitely still tell there's yellow there, but from afar, it kind of just blends into my skin tone. Overall, I think the mattes are they're not super duper pigmented, which if you are starting out or if you just prefer that sort of formula, that's the way this palette kind of performs. It's not bam in your face pigment. It's a little bit of a lighter color. You do have to build it up a little bit. It's easy to blend. Like the pinks kind of all blended so beautifully together. And there is a time and a place for a formula like this, and there is a time and a place for a formula like Bella Beauté Bar, for instance, or Fancy Cosmetica. If you think those are difficult to work with, then these are more up your alley. Like I try to use quite a bit of color, so I use this in the inner corner, on the inner portion of the lid. I use the light pink on the outer crease, again in the outer crease. I thought this would be a little bit darker. I think it just blended into this Camellia shade quite a bit. So maybe in a look, I'll try and really pack on one of these like darker shades, but we'll see how it all works out. The one and only shimmer that I have all over the lid is the shade right here. So I did use a good chunk of the palette. I think this video of like trying Poppy and Fluff cosmetics is going to be one look with Flutter, aka this look, one look with Indigo Dreams, but I would really like to do more content with this if possible. I would like to showcase some love for a smaller indie brand. So if you guys have any color combos or like what I should do, if I should do a short with this, I'll probably make a short with it. Please let me know down below. This is a really pretty palette, and so far I am very impressed and I do enjoy the palette. In my next look, I am going to go into Indigo Dreams. So I'm not so sure where I'm going to go with this one. Maybe I'll do a blue-green look, or maybe I'll do like a purpley sort of look. There is so many opportunities for colors in this palette. I'll say when I swatched Indigo Dreams, I felt like some of the mattes were a lot less pigmented. Like I had to build up this green a lot, and I mean a lot, on my hand just for it to show up. And I am worried that I dug my finger so hard into the pan to try and get some sort of pigment that I kind of get hard panned. So I'll take like a spatula or something and scratch off the top. I don't recommend digging your finger into the pans. And then the shadow, which is very similar to my natural coloring. It's a very, very, very light pink again. I'm excited to try the other palette. I'm excited to see where this brand goes. I really wanted the Scarecrow palette, but I thought to myself, I really don't need the Scarecrow palette. And then they also have this like wintry sort of palette as well, but I have so many blue palettes, and there's blues in this Indigo Dreams palette. So if I really wanted a blue Poppy and Fluff look, I can go in here. But like I have Simply Posh, Snow Angel, I have Winter Wonderland from Cosmic Brushes, I have the Metamorphic palette from Beauty Bay. Like I could go on and on and on about blue eyeshadow. So I knew I didn't need that one. And like I said, I really wanted Scarecrow, but like right now is summer. I don't want those tones right now. And if you guys are interested in Indigo Dreams, then please stick around for the next and final look. Today's look, we're using Indigo Dreams, and I'm in the same state as I was last time. There's a lot of potential to do like a purple pinky sort of look, but I did pink yesterday with the Flutter palette. I'm wearing a blue shirt. We're gonna go in with the blues. I am thinking of trying to use that green color in the crease, this kind of buffed out, use the black to deepen things up a little bit, and do a variety of shimmers, I'm gonna assume. I was telling you guys in the last clip yesterday that I was getting a little bit of heart pain on this when I was trying to swatch it, just because like it was not doing a whole lot of pigmentation. So I did scrape off the top of the shade, just took off the hard panning, and we're gonna see how it goes. These palettes, I've said yesterday, are very, they're not like bam in your face pigment, so you do have to build these up. Sometimes I do prefer that. I think this green shade is going to be a really nice, just basic transitional color. Honestly, if you put this all over the lid, that would be a really cute spring look. And I totally forgot to tell you guys yesterday that these came in such a beautifully packaged, lots of bubble wrap. She put so much care into the package with this cute paper and the sticker. This blue is blending into that green really, really nicely. These kind of remind me a little bit more like pastels, all the colors that I've used so far. I've really been enjoying this. I was, like I said yesterday, I was really second guessing like which second palette should I get. Because if I was going to make an order, I wasn't going to order just one palette. I wanted to order more than one. She has a blush palette, but Lord knows I don't need another one of those. I have so much blush, and I have so many blush palettes. Definitely don't need them. But these shades are just really, really nice. My shadows yesterday looked beautiful by the end of the day. There was a little bit of creasing, but I get creasing with every eyeshadow anywhere. So for me, that doesn't bother me because every shadow greases. I think part of that is eyeshadow primer, but I am in the club where I am going to use that eyeshadow primer till it dies. We'll see how deep and dark this black shade is, shall we? Definitely gonna need some blending, but I'm fine with a more low-key black. We know how I am. I do not enjoy dark looks. So if it does a little bit of something, I'll be content with it. So I'm gonna bring in with my other brush. What video was it? I don't remember which one it was. You guys say my blending is so good, but that's just because I blend. I mean, some of you guys thought it was very funny, but I do see people on this platform that like just throw shit on the eyes and they don't blend it out. Then they're complaining that their eyeshadows are practically not blending themselves. I'm like, dude, you gotta put in a little bit of work. And usually I like to sit here and go back and forth with my brushes, and I just go to town on my blending. And be grateful that I cut out most of it, because I really don't have enough stuff to talk about. I spared you the other eye, and I did it myself. So I really think that black really deepens up the look very nicely. And I think it blended with the blue quite nicely. In terms of the swatches, Flutter definitely swatched better, and I definitely an increased quality thing with Flutter. Flutter I feel like is definitely improved from this. But like, this is not a bad eyeshadow palette at all. But I think Flutter and their future palettes are going to be an improved formula. So I put Playtime on most of the lid, I guess. Do I want to go with Catch? Or do I want to go with Pure Love? I don't really know. I'm gonna go with Catch. It looks purple, but there's like a little bit of a green flip to it. And these palettes are very, very affordable. In US dollars, between the two palettes and the international shipping, it was like 80 some dollars. And of course for my spreadsheet, I did like a rough, because it doesn't put it in dollars, I had to do like a rough calculation of a conversion price, and mine said like $86 or something like that. And then on my credit card statement, when it finally like went through, it said like $88. So I think for two eyeshadow palettes, international shipping, like I think that's really, really good. And that shimmer is beautiful. I'm just gonna powder my face with you all today so then I can do my under eyes, because my foundation has been setting on my face. I really don't understand what I am doing wrong. I've been using the Supergoop Protectant because it came in my FabFitFun for, I don't know, last couple weeks since I've gotten my box. And then like off and on, and like it would look beautiful when I first got it. And then now, I don't know what it is. My skin changes so much during the month depending on hormonal cycles and stuff like that. It's like a little patchy, there's a lot of texture, and like especially around my hairline, there's a lot of texture, and I try to like buff it into my hairline. I can't win with like any sort of foundation. And I really liked it. That's why I could never do like foundation reviews. My skin is just so finicky, and I may like it or really like it the first like week I try it. But the more I use it, it's like, well, I don't really want you to like this product. And like, okay, so now I have all this pilling down here, and it's like a little ridiculous. But I always have to buff my powder foundation down my neck because the foundation is a little too dark for me. I don't know if you can tell, but we powdered. We can do the under eyes. I am going to take some of that Catch shade and put that on the inner corner. Like, it looks purple in the pan, but it's giving like a yellow green vibe on my lid slash inner corner. It does not look purple. Like, it looks purple, then it's like a gold, like it's like a yellow green combo. Like I said, these palettes are really affordable, especially in this indie space, and especially for an indie brand that's not going to be able to do or order a million palettes. I've done a video about like the pricing of eyeshadow palettes and like how it's ridiculous anymore, and they're like, well, if you order less palettes, like you're gonna have to pay a higher cost, which I understand that, but how come brands like this can pull out this sort of quality, but then you're charging $20 extra for the same sort of palette? If another palette comes out that really hits a heartstring, like the Flutter does, I would definitely consider ordering. Very beautiful, but I'm an everyday person. I can't be ordering every single release. Sorry if I just like did this the entire time and you couldn't see what I was doing, but this is what the finished eye look is looking like. I really want to do a little bit of blue, a little bit of green. I can definitely still see the green coming through a little bit, but I feel like overall it's the blues, the darkness is the black. I did do the blue and the black on the lower lash line, but I will do the rest of my eyes, I will do the rest of my face, and I will be back. I learned my lesson yesterday and I put lipstick on. Yesterday was a beautiful look, but then I feel like I ruined my overall picture because I did not put lipstick on. It's a crazy world. Lipstick does matter, or something coloring the lips does matter. But today we use the Indigo Dreams palette, and this here is the finished and final look. I kind of messed up this wing. Please don't look at it. Even though I do wings every day, there is something bound to happen. I just love how that one shade looks on the eyes here, like this like yellowy green sort of vibe, but it looks purple in the palette. So I wonder what it would look like when I pair it with the purples. So on today's eye look, I used the shade Long Walks. It did take some building up. This shade doesn't have a whole lot of pigment to it, and I felt that with the pink shade, the one pink shade in yesterday's palette as well. So there are some shades that need a little bit more building than the blue shade I have in the entire crease. I have the shade Trouble here on the outermost corner. I did not have any fallout with any of these mattes, by the way. Put some glitter glue on, used this shadow. It's like a green to blue situation. Very beautiful. I put that on like 3/4 of my lid, and then I used the shade Catch, which like I showed you, is like a purple to like a yellowy green sort of shade. Really interesting color. Can't wait to see how it pairs with some of these other colors. But with this specific look, it definitely is pooling green. Then I use the blue and the black on my lower lash line. I might as well show you everything else I have on my face. So Project Pan items, Fenty bronzer, and the Sydney Grace Paradise on Ice cream highlighter. That is what the shine is from. And then earlier I talked about how Poppy and Fluff does have a blush palette, and I said I have so many blush palettes. So I decided it would be nice to get some use out of an e.l.f. blush palette I have. So this is just in the shade Light, and I used these two shades mixed. So it's like a matte pink, and then this is a neutral sort of color, but it has some of these gold flecks in it. And I don't think you see any of those gold flecks on the face by any means, but I mixed those two shades together and I created this blush look. And to pull in a little bit more blue on the eyes, I ended up using my NYX Epic Wear eyeliner stick here. This is in the shade Turquoise Storm. So I added that to my lower lash line. Am I glad that I ordered 2 palettes from Poppy and Fluff Cosmetics? Yes. I think price-wise is really good. I also really like color story in both of these. Definitely this one is a little bit more interesting, but let's face it, we all know Flutter is what is really pulling my heartstrings here. I love a neutral, I love pink eyeshadow, I love purple eyeshadow. In terms of packaging, I'm gonna be honest, not really a fan of either of these. It's just not my style, but I can get over the packaging. It is cardboard, it has a magnetic closure, they both have mirrors in them. Both of the mirrors are really, really nice. This mirror does not have a plastic thing over it though, while this one does. So I don't know what that is about, a little inconsistency there, but these are very affordable palettes. Like I said, with 2 palettes and international shipping, I only paid like 80 some dollars, almost $90 for both of them. And international shipping was more like $15. So it was very affordable for me. And if you live overseas, then your shipping is most likely going to be cheaper. Oh, and I forgot to show you the lipstick because I just went on about saying that I feel like lipstick completes the look. This is the Lost Library lipstick from Fancy Cosmetica. They no longer make this line, but it's in the shade Hidden, which is my favorite shade. I think these are really good palettes. I just want to let you guys know that the formula is very buildable. You have to build them. The shadows are not going to be bam in your face, but also in that regard, I think these shadows are going to be a little bit more user friendly. I feel like this behaves more like a mainstream eyeshadow, but then you have the special shimmers, and like I am loving today's eye look here. I loved both eye looks that I created. I really would purchase from Poppy and Fluff again. It's a small indie brand. Steph is a sweetheart. She did end up messaging me back because I did tell you guys, I said a beyond thank you for covering my customs and duties. Can't wait to make more looks with these palettes, but for the time being, I'm just doing one look with each for you guys. I also want to remind you guys, if you pick up any of these, I do have 2 friends, 2 different codes. So I have Erica's code, which is who I use, and I have Rue's code down below. So please support my friends here on this platform. Support a small indie brand if you're looking to buy. If you enjoy makeup related content, eyeshadow related content, this is the channel for you. I recommend you subscribe, like this video, hype it up so more people can find it. Comment down below. Have you heard of this brand? Have you tried the brand? Let me know your thoughts. And I love and appreciate all of you guys so much, and I shall see you guys next time.